Hey everybody, today we are going to be going over a fan favorite from Kunark called Sibilis. So the reason we're heading there first, or at least out of this video, is we are going to try and get some EXP to get ourselves to level 60. And besides Chardock, Sibilis is a phenomenal way to get some EXP. So we're going to start off heading in here. We're going to go into a non-respawning, just so I can show everybody exactly what Sebilis has to offer. And we may end up trying our hand at Trakanon, even though I think he's going to clobber us pretty good. But just so everybody sees, we did get a jagged bone hoop from Chardock B. We got the Incardine breastplate and boots and helmet from Chardock. So we've got a couple of different upgrades. I was hoping to get a couple of different ring upgrades from Chardock B. We did not have any luck. But that's where we are right now. So we'll go left, right through the actual crypt, head down, do the mushrooms, and then we'll head in and try our luck with good old Track. So weird. I don't remember these actually being light blue. I thought that this place was gonna be dark blue or even for sure at 50, 56, but we'll have to see. I can definitely tell a difference with the well, obviously with the epic versus the mithril two-hander. There's a huge difference in damage, and of course having rage volley now is huge as well. There's only really one way you can go in the beginning, and this is a weird zone. You can't actually zone out as soon as you come in. You have to, let's just open that up. You have to actually go to a separate area, kind of like Chardock in a way. The entrance doesn't have the your ability to zone out. I'll show you guys how to get out of here though. If you're super duper lucky, you can run it. But I've obviously been unlucky before when you're trying to get out of here. This server's not so bad. You can usually like bazaar and bag or whatever. But on other servers, it makes it very difficult to get out of here whenever the zone in isn't there. I used to come in here looking for groups, and if I couldn't get a group, it's like, okay, well now you're stuck at the entrance because getting out wasn't there. You had to go all the way through here. There's a little building right here in the middle. And yes, all these frogs will attack you the minute you try to get to the exit. And on regular servers, unless you're pretty decked out, this stuff right here is a death sentence. Rolling into, 5 frogs. You come through here, and all of these little cubbies are filled up with these Sebilite golems. So yeah, this is it's a tough one to get through. And invis doesn't always work because a lot of these frogs will see through it. And then in this room, you'll have, well, I was hoping not to aggro them. But that little thing right there is the exit. You just jump on it and it ports you out. I forget I need to loot these things because they got like gems for days on them. But anywho, so whenever you come back through here, we'll head back to the entrance of this little building that we went into zone out. And this way we'll turn left first. Kind of make our way down here. Run through a couple different frogs. And we'll stand before a big building. I love this zone because it literally is like a city underground, like built into a cave, which is really, really cool. You would think that I would be done with frogs at this point after my time in Lower Guck, but this is a much cooler experience than Lower Guck. Way more of a crawl, in my opinion, like a long out crawl. In other news, I got my Jeep fully repaired today. All I needed was a mountain balance to get rid of a little bit of shimmy left that I had. So, new track bar, new steering stabilizer, new pretty much everything that I could replace on the front. So now it's riding real smooth. Well, for as smooth as it's going to get for being lifted and all that other stuff. All right, so cleared out this little building right here. Head in here. This is known as Disco. And I'm guessing that's just because, like, maybe it looks like a disco or something over there. I really don't know why. But there'll be a room here when you get down the stairs right to the right that has a named, I think it's a named bug in it. Not right now, obviously. So my goal to come here for EXP may not be the best thing, since it looks like these are all light blue. I'm not even seeing anything other than light blues on the besides the. Well, I guess when we get to the mushrooms, it'll be dark blue. It looks like. But we will get to look over some of the drops, and as you can see, they drop a ton of gems. That's going to help us get our money back. So here's a named Froglock Ostiary. Arbiter's Combined Greatsword, 35 damage, 43 delay. So that would put you right about 70, 43. Not too bad, but of course the epic is going to be the way we want to go. But that's still 95 PP. We'll grab it. Head over to the other side. We're going to clear out the side rooms first, and then we're going to run into the actual quote-unquote disco part. And then there's going to be a couple of hidden areas in the back that, if you haven't ever been here, lead you into a special room with a guy named Brog, which drops a pretty good shield and drops a really good weapon for SK one-hander. That's something that we have not used yet. And I'm not really sure we're going to use it, just because I feel like most of my damage is going to be coming from two-handed weapons. So, pretty nasty little area right here. So we'll take out the first wizard. Yeah, we'll take out the wizard first. Looks like Grupp Lenort is going to be right here. This guy drops a robe, I believe. I think it's the Froglock Bonecaster's robe. Let's pull him over here. Come on, bro. There we go. We'll take a look. Yeah, Froglock Bonecaster's robe. Okay, cool. Only 3 PP. Cool. But cool look for a robe, and it actually levels up pretty well. Like, if you were playing self-found and you were a caster, that would be, in my opinion, that one or the one from the other frog here near track would be one of the best robes that I would go for. At least until you get to Velius. You'll replace it in Velius, obviously, but... Over here, you'll have a room with the Ixar Necromancer. Kind of cool to see Ixar in here with all of the frogs. We'll run straight to the back here to where what's known as Disco 2. It used to be a separate camp. These frog log heads and bone jars. So Disco 2 is going to be to the right. Oh, well. We'll knock out the commander here. We're getting some EXP. Just not a ton. Yeah, he wanted to run right back into the other room. No thanks. So yeah, that's not going to be anything we want. We got an empty room right here. This one will have a mob called the Pickler in it. I don't recall the exact drops off the Pickler, but it is another name you can camp. If for some unforeseen reason we can take Trakanon, then I'll probably end up doing something like a live stream where I try to take on the Kunark dragons and get us ready to go into Velius. So we've got some dark blue creatures in here, which is good. I guess they're the crypts. Maybe the crypts are the Sibilis's highest frogs. But yeah, this is Disco 2. After we kill these four, this will be empty, and we'll go back and I'll show you guys the like the secret room to get to Brog. I was able to get the chest plate and the boots up to enchanted at least, and that's what I'm working on doing the helmet right now to get rid of the lustrous. Once we hit 60, we won't be going over 60 until Planes of Power. So we'll have plenty of time to, like, you know, cook more gear and get it up there and stuff. So this room right here has some frogs in it. And of course upstairs has like a library, which is kind of cool. We'll show you guys all of that. We lucked out and got a room just completely full of casters on this one. Excuse me. Alright, so up here you've got like a little book room in the back, a book room, but there's a secret door right here. So if you go through here, you've got a room on the left, which will have some frogs in it. Getting a whole bunch of eggs in here. Like, not like a super weird amount, I guess, but like more than I've gotten so far. More heads and... Oh, that's a... What? That reminds me of RoboCop. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a high elf head, too. So apparently the frog locks are like all into weird stuff. Where you going, buddy? Alright, so that is where Brog would spawn. He's like a big troll. I believe it's a big troll. Or ogre or something. One of the big races, I believe. It's either a shield or a one-handed mace, I believe is what it is. That he has. Like one of the two options. And we've cleared the disco wing. So we'll head back through here. And instead of making a left out of the entrance, we will go right this time. We got pretty good luck on the names over there. I think we got two names: the commander, that guy that dropped the robe. So now we'll turn right out of the entrance here, and we'll just kind of drag some frogs down this way. So you've got a couple areas right here. You're gonna have some froggies, and then back here you've got like a little jail area. You'll have some frogs. I usually don't go back this area to the jail. I just go straight on to this area, but we'll go this way just to show you guys what it is. All right, so we did get... Let's take a look at this helm. So we may actually be better... Wow, that's crazy. We may be better off with the lustrous helm than with the Incarnadine helm. I was not expecting that. Let's see here. See if we have anything else to... Mm-mm. More Ixar Necros. I'm guessing that their game over here is to resurrect like dead beetles or something, because the boss over here, or the named over here, is a big beetle. So I'm guessing that's what they've been up to, is resurrecting bugs. Kind of weird. If I had the powers of resurrection, I don't think it'd be a beetle. Side note, I believe that Trakanon is undead. So I think that if you pick like a paladin in your little soiree, you would probably be able to beat Trakanon fairly worry-free. Jeez, look at that. It's an expensive frog kill. So that is the jail. There's a kind of like a gross bug in the back of that. Sometimes it's a named. Forget the name of it. I don't know. The name of it's weird. It's like, it's something gross though. But yeah, I think that's why I think that the Necros are like resurrecting them, because it's just a gross bug. We'll go through here. Then over here there'll be like a bar area. There's several different areas for named. And let me see. There's like a chef back over there. Oh, I guess I can look at the name of it over here. Oh, see, gangrenous scarab, good, disgusting. So yeah, like a gross bug, basically. I'm gonna walk out of here with a lot of plat from this stuff, so just selling the junk. Which is good, because I spent like 4K getting the spells up to 60, which was kind of annoying. So we'll go ahead and knock out these guys up here. And then heading back this way. So the bartender will be behind the bar here. He's obviously not up at this point. But we will be keep going. We've got an armorer that'll be spawning in this area. It doesn't look like he's up either, but we'll go in there and kill those frogs anyways. Always drink your water. Looks like we got a lonely frog over here. We'll just kill them real quick. I'm going to try to go for as many dark blue frogs as possible. Try to get some more EXP going. Alright, so now we've cleared out the upper areas of this side of the zone. So we'll go into this room. And now we've got the inner areas over here. So we'll kind of run through here. Try to kind of pull them all together over here. So the armsman spawns in this area. Doesn't look like he's up. So we're not getting the best luck over here on this side. We had way more names up on the other side. That's okay though. Go back through the other side now. This place has a frog named Frogler or Frog Froggy, and he will spawn over here. Not up as well. But I believe all in all, this side over here has more opportunity for named. If you just wanted to get like the most bang for your buck sitting somewhere as a camp. Dancer of the Blossoming Vale. I guess I could throw one of these in here. Down here we've got the chef and the Froglock repairer. So it does look like we got the chef up right now. So we'll take out the rest of these guys and we'll work on the chef. See what he drops. Coming basically directly from classic to here, I'm actually starting to want it like really fiending to get some upgrades going. Let's go over here. Oh, okay, this guy's gonna have that AoE sword. I think it's warrior only. Oh no, it's not. 24, 29. Shadow Knight can use it. Okay, that's not too terrible. Means it would upgrade to some pretty decent, but it's an AoE sword. Proxa, point blank AoE for everything around. So we're done with this area. We'll head back and we'll go middle, which is going to be the crypt. I went the wrong way. The reason I turned into a skeleton is because we're going to use this form to kind of like bypass the lock on the door to get into the crypt. Trick as old as time. So up here, you'll have a named bug sometimes. This mage right here will drop a special mage item, like something to do with the elements. I don't know what it does, but I did notice that it was mage only. This one looks like it's called a necrosis scarab, so it's not up right now, but it does look like it spawns in one of these 3 spots. And then this is going to have, see, the sphere of primal elements. No idea what it does. It's worth nothing, but I mean, it may be worth something to a mage. So I do know that that guy up there has a chance to spawn as a name that drops the lamentation. Also drops an extremely good bow with very, very low delay. So if you're a ranger on this server and you're trying to get, you know, loaded up like as a proc ranger or something, that the bow that guy drops is great. It's like 20 delay or something. So you pair that up with a good quiver and all that other stuff, you'll be machine gun firing. But this guy obviously is not him. I alluded too soon there. Bag of scarlet sand. Okay, well, I didn't want that anyways. So we'll warp through here. And we'll kind of gather everything up. And we'll be heading into the crypt now. The crypt is another fan favorite for this zone. You had to have a bard or a rogue. I think you had to have a rogue only. I don't think the bard lockpick would get you into it. But once you were in here, there was a lot of really good names that you could camp, as well as being able to get to the Emperor. These guys heal. And of course stun. But nothing too out of pocket here. But it's the 4 doors up here. 1, 2, and then of course 2 more on the other side that are what people come here and camp for. Pretty good shoulders. Takes away a little spell damage, but these are actually better than what I've got. Chalk that up as a win. Some heroic strength. So we'll start up here. Alright, so this is not the named, but the named will spawn right here on his little crypt area. We'll go across the hall here. This is also not a named. Another placeholder. Go up here. Alright, so this is a named. And I think that this is the druid staff that does like the quadding thing. Yeah, you can click this staff and it'll do a quad for you. It looks like it's available, required level 46. Well, how much was it worth? Do we need to loot it? Yeah, I'll loot it for 18 PP. And then over here, we've got one more guy, and this is not a named either. Did not get lucky in the crypt. But we'll run through here. Oh, sweet. They actually opened the door. Funny. The door is locked. Just is why I'm excited for that. So this is the blood of Chotl. He drops a really cool bard sword, I believe. So we've got the Harbinger up, but it doesn't look like we've got the Emperor. Cone of Mystics. 44 PP, sure. Don't need any of those. That's funny. I can barely see the guy. I guess that's him, but I can barely see him. That's the second bag of scarlet sand we've got. Third, I mean, I wonder what that's for. Didn't say it was worth anything. So now we're done with this area. So we'll get out of the crypt and we will start to go downstairs through the water to get to where inevitably track is. So I feel like we're making good time for like a zone clear. And you can use any clicky for this as long as, I believe, as long as it makes you smaller. But like the one for tinkerers is good. The obviously the amulet of necropotence is good. There's other ones, I just don't know what they are. So once we're back over here, you can do this from the beginning too if you just want to skip all of that stuff, but you just drop down into the water right here. And you swim down into this little pathway through this little hole. Once down here, you'll open this door, and there'll be some frogs over here you can kill. You are going to start rolling into the frogs that work out, so be careful in this area. These are going to be a lot more difficult. We're not doing too bad. We've almost gotten like 20%, and that was like mainly light blues, so that's not too bad. Alright, so now we will pop in down here. You'll swim all the way along. And the first right you see, you're going to take it up. Once you get up here, you're going to be careful because you're going to kind of go into a room with a bunch of creatures in it. Get in here. Just knock these out one by one. This is the room that I always use to pull to. There's only got, you know, one mob in it. As long as you can clear that, you can pull into this room. Those were different days. These enchanters used to be I don't know, to me at least, I used to think of them like, man, if you saw an enchanter in the pool, you're like, well, here comes a raid boss. They would always just charm you and almost like permanently mez you. So annoying. So here is going to be the other exit from the zone. Once you get down to this area, another reason why I believe this is a popular area for camps is right through this door. We see our first mushroom, but right through this door you'll see another pad. You can jump on that and it'll take you back out to Trakanon's teeth. So one of the actual few relatively safe areas in this zone you could camp with an exit plan without having someone in the group that could evac. All right, so now that we're done with that, we're gonna wait off this slow, and then we're going to get ready to head into the actual mushroom area. We may not do a full clear on the actual mushrooms themselves, just because like it's just a bunch of running around in places that we don't need to run to. But I will definitely show you guys how to get to track, which is the most important thing. So you'll pop through here. You'll want to head to the right. So a very important location here is going to be right up here to the left. So we'll go over that. So you'll come in, you'll head to the right, follow this around, and then your first left you can take will be going into the room with the I guess like Mushroom King, however you say this, Myconid. So it doesn't look like he's up right now, but he will be right here. That's where the king is. So let's go see if we can't get some of these guys down here. The 3 pool can be pretty rough, especially if you get the king in it. Now, granted, obviously on this server, it's not too bad with the gear and the AAs and everything else, but this used to be a really rough camp. You'd have this pretty much locked down at all times. This was like the most valuable thing that you would sell in Kunart, was the regen tunic. I still remember seeing, level 5 monks running around with their regen tunics on, just like killing things that were ultra red because they just couldn't damage them. It faltered off of power, after a while. Things just started hitting too hard, but it pretty much made you unstoppable for 30 levels. All right, so since we have no king, we'll keep trekking through here in the hallways. So you'll come up to a little pond. At that point, you'll make a right. These guys do harm touch, so just keep that in mind. You get a couple of them on you and they harm touch you at the same time, it can be pretty bad. Come around here. It's pretty cool. It still feels like an old school dungeon crawl. Cobalt bracer. So for warrior, cool. But our big thing is 240 PP. So you'll see a left here. Take that. And then over here, you'll start to see like an opening with like some flames. That's where we're headed. This is where you're going to start to see the Sebilite guys again. So this camp is called Jugs. As funny as that sounds. And these guys were also known for not only their excellent experience, you know, for killing them, but also for dropping all of the Kunark spells. There was a huge area here to camp if you wanted your spells. Some really good money camps here at the end, especially the King and of course Jugs. And these ought to be pumping some more EXP for us too. We may actually get a whole level out of this, depending, because we're going to be going into some more difficult areas here. Be kind of cool. So here is, I believe this is the max level 60 water pet. That would have been very valuable. Planes of Power, while, you know, a good expansion for content, really did ruin a lot of stuff that just people's bread and butter, you know, like camping for spells. You can get everything in Planes of Knowledge. Porting for money, you can go everywhere from Planes of Knowledge. A lot of the trade skill items that you had to like travel around to get several different kinds of in different areas, you can get them all in Planes of Knowledge. So I mean, there's a lot of quality of life improvements with Plane of Knowledge that are awesome. But I mean, it really gimped a lot of players and stuff at the time. So this right here room, you've got a lot of creatures in this room. The frogs over here as well will do a lot of buffs on the Jugs. So you got to be careful. The frogs in these side rooms, you'll have like some shamans, chanter, or whatever it may be. And they're known to haste, SOW, you know, HP buff, all that stuff. So if you run across a super Jug for some reason or something, it's probably because, yeah, right here, we've got talismans, we've got alacrity, we've got Shroud of Spirits, SOW. So I mean, this one was just buffed to crazy. So you would have wanted to debuff these like as fast as you could, because they were already hard as it was. We'll go in here. So we've got one behind me. Okay, so we've got two wizards over here. I think by now you know my love for wizard NPCs is 0. These guys do have a chance to drop something called the Blade of the Black Dragon Eye or something. It was a very cool, very, very cool looking sword back in the day. It had the Noctivagant blade or whatever look, with that black clear, you know, exterior and the dark interior. But I can't tell you in my billion years of playing if I've ever. I mean, I've seen the weapon. I've never seen it drop. I've never seen it on a frog. So. Pretty rare. All right, so head through this fake wall right here. And we're going to go left just because I see more creatures, but you can go, or we're going to want to go to the right here to get to track. But it's too good to pass. Oh, wow. 3 wizards in a night. Wow. And as you can see, everything down here summons, and you're getting into the bad boys down here. One more wizard. And whatever this thing is. We'll kill this first, though. Ooh. And whatever it is, it's hitting very hard. Wow. Yeah, this one's more difficult. I have no idea that I've even seen this thing before, so I have maybe I shouldn't have fought this. Maybe this is something that's like an NPC or something, like a quest mob or something. Yeah, he's threatening, which means he was indifferent before. But yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have fought that. I have no idea. Essence of old Sibilis. Whatever. Well, I woke up and chose violence, so there you go. So we've got 2 more frogs over here to the right. We got a couple of jugs up ahead. And then we will be in the Trakanon room. Got crowns for days. These guys are just dropping crown, 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 crown. So we'll run through here, make sure to stay on the path, don't fall in the water. And then we'll have a couple of different jugs over here. See if we can't pull this one solo. Absolutely not. That's okay though. We did not want track right then. But we came around the corner, got these 4, so we'll knock these out. And then what we want to do is go over here and clear these before we engage track. I definitely don't want to pull the entire room on top of me at the same time, so. All right, we got one more coming back down the pathway, it looks like. The Sibilite protector that's right here, that's a huge one. He's like a huge one of these juggernauts, and he drops a really good two-hander for monk. I don't know what else. It's like a clear two-handed staff. Looks pretty cool. Jeez, man. Well, I guess it's on. That's great. Alright, so I've got one of them down. I can't see. Doesn't look like Track is doing that much damage to me, which is a good thing. Alright, the Sebilite protector is down. Yeah, Track's not hitting very hard. Oh, there it is. There was a good hit. Yeah, he's done. He's down already. Wow, that was like not even difficult. Yeah, I think I'm gonna live stream killing the rest of the dragons in so we can move on to Velius, because that wasn't hard. So we'll take a tooth. Wild Lord's Tunic. 300 PP. Yep, we'll take those two. Yep, Staff of Battle. That's what I was talking about. This is a good one. 72 damage, 37 delay. That's legendary, obviously, but 18 PP, I'll take it. I think this was the low. Yeah, it's a lower level one than we got earlier. And then this guy right here, he's another enchanter. He drops, like, it's crazy to say this, but he drops a caster robe with melee haste on it. So, interesting drop for sure. Peacebringer. That would probably be a good one too. For monk. So just for the giggles, we'll hail that guy. And before we go, let's go see what our total amount we got back was platinum wise. All right, so we're sitting at 6,300 right now. well, 6,300 to, yeah, almost 5,000 platinum for a quick run. Well, not quick, but I mean, a quick-ish run through Sibilis, just looting the stuff. So yeah, I definitely think my next live stream, I'm just going to go ahead and kill the rest of the dragons here so we can move on to Velius. I think that Velius is going to be a much more difficult one just because of the total health pools of everything is going to go way up. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you as always. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe. I look forward to doing the next video with everybody. And if you haven't, leave a comment and let me know what you guys want to see on here. See if we can't knock it out.